Good morning. It is our last day in, where are we anymore? Lapine?
Who knows?
Just outside of Bend.
We're in Oregon.
And we are finally going to be making our way up to Westport.
Oh, Washington.
Oh, 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 oh. So it is going to be like a 6.5 hour drive or something like that. So that's not going to be super fun, but just
We're not in a hurry.
Yeah, and it'll be okay. We'll get there when we get there.
It's gonna be raining for half the drive.
Yeah.
Our landlord isn't waiting for us.
Nah.
So we just.
Because it's a Saturday night.
Yeah, and I'm glad she's not waiting for us. I told her we were not gonna get there until like 5 or 6. And
Apologies for the noise. That's the dryer.
No, it's the washer.
Oh, that's the washer.
But yes, I am glad that she decided to not wait for us.
Yeah.
And enjoy her Saturday night.
So we're just kind of packing up stuff here. I just cleaned up the solo stove outside.
I'm repacking the food because I didn't do the job the first time.
We just had a little bit more food than Greta was thinking we had.
Well, I forgot about that whole section over there.
You know, the breakfast area. So yeah, now it's mostly just like repacking the cars well enough that we're gonna be able to fit everything in.
But it doesn't have to be perfect
but
because we just gotta get there.
We just have to get there and then we can start unloading stuff.
Yeah. We have another night to stay somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Do you understand that, Hoka? Like,
we're gonna do it one more time.
Unfortunately, we gotta pack it all up.
One more time.
So yeah, she is a little unsure at the moment. But yeah, no, dude, we're gonna pack everything up, and then we're gonna go to our new house in Washington for a little bit. Okay, sound like fun? But I woke up super stressed. Not even about today's travel, about getting on a plane to go back home in a little while. Man, that's coming up quick though. So I don't know, just trying to take the morning a little bit slower while still trying to get as much as possible done. So one of the things that's been going on in the mornings is, let me balance my camera. Well, you can see one of the guys standing right there. But then there's another dude that's up on the road there. There's actually two guys right in the middle of here, let me see if I can get my finger in here. Oh, like right on top, there's another one walking in. We got a few deer that come by in the mornings. Okay, so we have pretty much everything packed up. I feel like I gave you guys a pretty good tour when we first got here, so I'm not too worried about giving that to you right now. Hoka's anxious because obviously everything's packed up. Got everything, you think?
I think so. I'm just gonna grab the towel out of the bathroom and start the washer.
And so as we were cleaning up, Greta was making sure that I didn't leave anything behind because, I mean, it's a possibility. I'm not always the most organized. And so she checked the drawer beside my bed, and there are some feminine pleasure products charging in the bedside. So, you know, at least they're charged, ready to go. Didn't know about that. Maybe I should have done a better inspection when we moved in. But we are now headed out. I just need to put the bikes on, but I can do that once we're all out of here. Well, the biggest bummer is I think we're like genuinely all sad to leave this place. Like, Hoka doesn't want to go. She's just, she just keeps sitting on porches. She went up on the back porch to try to get someone to let her in, and no one let her in. So now she's sitting up here on the front porch, hoping that someone will let her in. But fortunately, baby girl, we're not staying. We got another place we got to get to. Yeah. We got to go all the way to Washington. Well, as I was walking around here, I caught, there's some little footprints on my hood. She ran off. She really doesn't want to leave.
Nice.
Good girl. Well, we're doing the same drive we've been doing, just kind of out of the neighborhood and back into Lapine, but we're going to be headed a little bit further north this time. Unfortunately, though, Greta's a little bit under a quarter of a tank. I'm just under half a tank, so we should probably stop for gas before we get too far along the road. Luckily, gas prices in town have been pretty cheap. Well, we are all filled up, back on the road. That gas station had some people that were pumping the gas for us. However, like, that didn't need to be the case. So I pumped my own gas because, like, we pulled up and this dude was just like standing in the middle next to where Greta was, and this other Jeep in front of her was like backing up in a weird, yeah, that was strange. But anyways, we got gas for like at least 10 cents cheaper than everywhere else that I'm seeing. So yeah, I just topped out and started filling my car. I don't know.
Like, the Pilot would have been more, or the Pilot,
oh, the Chevron would have been a lot more. Holy cow.
But yeah, it would have been more. So that
Holy cow. The Chevron is like 40 cents more. We are now just approaching Bend, Oregon. And we're not stopping at all today. We're just going to be passing right through and continuing on with our drive because we still got another 5 hours and 44 minutes left. Look at all those alpacas over there. That is quite the alpaca farm. Holy cow. I'm not even totally sure where we are. We are passing into, I don't know, Sunspot Drive-In, Ferguson Market. I don't know, looking for like a town name or something. I see donuts. We might be in Red Point. Maybe. I don't know. Climbing Coffee and Taps sounds nice though. Pump House, Bar and Grill. That's a cute little town with a cute little alpaca farm. I have no idea where we are, but, well, if you're ever near Oliver's Lemon, not your usual market, stop on by. We got a plane that's flying in over top of us here. There's a airport off to our left, so that guy's coming in for a landing. But we have now crossed out of, I'm gonna say it wrong, Mandra. Either way, cute little town. There looked to be some neat shops and stuff, but we just kept on rolling. We haven't been in the car all that long and might as well just keep making some progress along the road. So we are now descending off of what seems to be some kind of plateau down into a little bit of a valley, but there are some big mountains off in the distance. But now if you look over to the left here, you'll see that it's just, that's where we were, and now we're driving down off of it. Look at that plateau. We got the Deschutes River right beside us as we're driving down through here. Plateau on either side and a beautiful valley for us to pass through. Well, we have come to the Frog Lake Snow Park. Oh, there's some dogs here. There's a decent amount of people actually that are here, but I think we're just gonna stretch our legs a little bit. There's some bathrooms. I was getting a little sleepy, so I asked Greta if we could pull off. So here we are. So we are currently in the Mount Hood National Forest at the Frog Lake Snow Park. You can see where we are right there, and that's how far you can go. So this is actually along the Pacific Crest Trail. That's that black dotted line leading up through there. It is very snowy though. Look at the size of that tree. Holy cow. Must have got a little bit too much snow on it. Well, it was just a short hike. Hoka's already back in her car. Oh my goodness, drinking her water.
Well, she's thirsty.
Sandwich for you. And we're gonna be headed out. Back on the road. Luckily, that's the road. Like it's not that far. We really didn't jump off that far. Now you're yawning? Do we need to stay longer? Do you need to just lay down in the snow? So we are now descending another section of mountain here, as well as the rain has started to come in. We have about 4 hours left in our drive, and I don't really think the rain rain's gonna be stopping at any point on this route. So, need to keep our eyes out for any flooded sections, especially as we get a little bit closer to where we're going in Washington. Well, it's hard to get any more classic Pacific Northwest than this. We got a very foggy, rainy day, driving through some absolutely beautiful stands of pine trees. And if you can ever see it in the distance there, we got clouds just hanging in the mountains. Pretty great day. Well, not totally sure how, but my GPS had me turned. Greta's did not have her turned. So now I gotta wait to see if we're gonna meet up at the same spot. She knows I radioed her, so she knows that we're not together anymore, but we'll see if this works. Well, after taking a little bit to catch up, Greta has made her way up to me. Man, that split in the road really did change the amount of time that it took for her to get up here. There was way more traffic between us. So as we continue our drive up through Washington, we just keep there isn't a ton of visibility in the distance other than the trees that make up the skyline, but occasionally just pass through the prettiest areas. Well, just as we turned off of the highway right over there, we did a little loop around kind of thing. The sun started coming out, the rain started letting up, so we're getting to experience a little bit of sun here in Washington, which I didn't think we were going to get to experience today. So we have stopped here. I don't even know where we are. What the heck? Oh yeah, no, it's still running. It's still pumping. There we go. And $15. Just did a little bit of fuel here. That should, how many is that? 3 gallons, oh my goodness, that was a big drop of water. 3 gallons should get us the rest of the way to Westport, safely into town, and we shouldn't have to worry too much about stopping anymore. Greta and Hoka just walked down the road a little bit, just to stretch Hoka's legs, but I am all ready to go. So whenever they get back, see, they're just right there. They just went for a little walk. But yeah, no, cute little town here in Washington, but they're building a school, actively building a school. So that's kind of sick. I'm gonna get back in well, actually, you ready to go? Okay. And just like that, back up to half a tank. It's fun though, because it took away my tank average, which was really good because we were coasting down all those hills. And now I have absolutely no idea what it's gonna look like while we're driving. So, well, looks like Greta's lights are on. I got 22 minutes. An hour and 22 minutes. No, it's not just 22 minutes. I had an hour and 22 minutes.
Mine is an hour and 21, but I think it's just confused on where I am.
Fair enough. Okie dokie. Sounds like we're getting back on the road. So we were cruising along and all of a sudden, Greta said, "There's a cop." Don't worry, this one's not stopping us in the traditional way. They're just making sure we're safe as we cross. Well, I did not film that. It looks like everybody was okay. However, that car smacked into the side of that stone bridge. So yeah, they were bouncing off the guardrail for a little bit, it looked like, before they smacked into the bridge. Front end was all kinds of busted up. But yeah, they were just directing traffic for us, making sure that everybody
I'm assuming it's the guy that was
safe.
standing with the hat on
She's
the
right.
side was the guy that was driving. So
Yep.
he's fine.
Well, we have just
There,
turned
it
on
looks like we are entering Grayland.
to 105. The town that we are entering, we believe, is aptly named Grayland. However, Westport has now shown up on the sign, so we know we are at least headed in the right direction. So we are about 24 minutes away, a little under a half an hour away from Westport. We are, I know, it's very rainy outside.
I love the rain when we're traveling on the highway.
Well, we have made it to Westport, Washington, and we have made it to our little surf shack. Here we go. We got a little kitchen. Got a little sofa, little living room. Oh, got a like full-size dining room table,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Got a surfboard. Got a bathroom. This is our bed. And this is where we're gonna be staying, Greta.
Yay.
Should we go get the baby roll? Well, since we got pretty much everything unpacked, we decided that we should come to get some pizza at the Westport Pizza Company. And we got some pizza and some breadsticks. So we got some stuffed cheesy bread and
Which looks kind of just like a calzone.
It does kind of look like that. Big plates, little plates.
Those look like really little plates.
It's just such a big plate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the small ones. And then for the main pizza, it is split, half pepperoni, half cheese. Ooh, looking good. Good morning. It is our first official day in Westport, Washington. Greta has been unpacking this morning. Hoka has been chilling on the couch. I did some gluing on my shoes last night and then fell asleep on the couch reading. The other thing is this board is set up correctly. I was totally wrong. This is the front. I've just never seen that like fishtail on the front. The fin setup, the leash point, they're all on the back of the board. Just different. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. It's a lot sunnier now, so I feel like walking through the house feels a little bit nicer. But we're just kind of getting our stuff situated. Greta pretty much got the kitchen set up. She just opened the camp box because, you know, we're going to do a lot of camping.
There's a cup. Yes, we have a couple of things.
But we're going to move some furniture around to hopefully give ourselves a little bit more space. Huh, shave ice. So we are now in the upper section of Westport. You can tell by this sign beside Greta here, and you can also tell by the boats that we have made it out to the marina. Oh, there's something interesting over there. We should look at what that fresh catch thing is. Probably tells us what time of year, what's in season. Look at all the different places. You want to get the two of you next to it? Look at these dudes. Bunch over on that platform. Bunch just chilling in the water there. All doing their little seal. Putting their little fins up in the air, circling around. Crazy. So Greta got real excited because this was about Washington geology, and then she got real upset because Greta hates natural disasters, and this is just teaching us how tsunamis happen. And so pretty much this line over here is the subduction zone, and then if you look in the middle there, you can see what's happening at the subduction zone, why it causes a little bit of a wave. So yeah, that's something that we're thinking about while we're here. Well, this is looking back into the bay. You can see there's some surfers down in here. There's a guy paddling in. But holy cow, he is just going right on the inside of that jetty. That is freaky. Still riding though. And this is the Westport Marina and the town that surrounds it. Pretty cool, huh? So then Hoka and Greta are over there to the west, and so you can see there's this line right here, that's a rock jetty, that then everything on the other side of that is the ocean. Crazy, right? Everything just like over there on the opposite side of that black line, the ocean. So we stopped this morning to grab a donut on our way, and this is the freaking size of the apple fritter. That thing is huge. Look at that.
I don't even know how to.
Just bite into it.
Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah.
She's got a little tray for hers.
So She got the other day old box. So there was a large box and a small box. I got the small box for $5. Look at this. Which means that hers was packed for $10 with a big box. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have a comment, leave that down below. And you can always hit that little subscribe button over there. There'll be a notification bell that pops up next to it. That way you're notified every time a new video comes out. Also, there will pop up a thing here that you could subscribe that way, and YouTube will suggest 2 videos that they think you'd like. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.